Hi Sages, welcome to your September 2017 reading. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. So these are going to be your monthlies. Uh, they're done a little bit differently. I do that because I need to break up the energies. I read energy, so empathic, I suppose you could say. I am clairvoyant. Uh, and the mid-months take a lot of energy out of me because just the way that I receive the messages and the monthlies, I receive the energies differently, which, I mean, it's hard to explain, but it's like, it's just that the mid months, I do enjoy doing them that way. It's just the energy gets quite draining, and I can, especially when I get to Scorpio, because I'm empathic, I can take on energies. So Scorpios, I like to do on their own separate day. Well, I'll be covering relationships, home and work. Relationships come in all form. Keep that in mind, you guys, okay? Because I read energy. So relationships come in the form of partnerships, which is like coworkers, business partners, could be family members. So that's like your children, your parents, grandparents. Could be friends or coworkers, right? So keep that in mind. I'm just going to wait for the energies to get interrupted. So Sages, I was getting while I was shuffling your cards, clean them out, I was getting the image of the Trolls, the movie The Trolls. I've had this before for you guys. And I was getting that scene where the main troll, the male troll, I forget his name, he's like screaming and yelling, "The Bergens are coming! The Bergens are coming!" So I don't know if you have like some visitors, or like it could be trying to say, which is funny because I felt like this like last week, where it's because of the eclipse too. Everybody's super serious and like, I see Sages as the trolls too, right? Because Sages are quite happy, right? And like, so the message I might be like getting is that you might be feeling like people are just unhappy around you, and you got to realize, Sages, that you guys are okay. We're optimistic. We're like the trolls. Okay, for some of you guys, you might be around people that are the Birkins, right? Like you don't realize that, and they're sucking out your joy. Where so you might have to do a little reflection on that, right? Like, but it's also talking about understanding too, because they don't know any better, right? So if you haven't seen that movie, you might want to watch it. It is, and I'm 32. I still watch cartoon movies. Didn't have those kind of movies out when I was a kid. When I was a kid, they could barely even color in the line, and the mouth moved when words weren't even coming out in cartoons. So, but I'm also seeing Sages. The energies aren't getting interrupted here. I'm seeing an image of like a lot of mud. So some of you guys made it through your obstacle course. You're not done yet. Hate to break to you, but you're not done yet. And what a tough one that was, eh? It's kind of like you're still exercising, you're still building up, you're still gaining muscle. You know what I mean? Like, uh, so like when you go through those obstacle courses, there you go, there's one card. You're still gaining, you're still building up endurance, right? So it's kind of like I'm kind of seeing you're still going to be building your endurance up, but you're going to be using it at the same time. All the skills and abilities, will say, that all the knowledge and wisdom that you've gained. Okay, so all the things that life's kind of tested you, if you didn't handle them, they'll still come back again. Okay, they will come back again. It was an interesting eclipse, I will say that. All sorts of weird stuff was happening, and you just gotta laugh about it sometimes, because you can't really do much. Like some of the stuff was just so crazy, or it's like a circus there for a little bit. People coming out left, right, and center. So just be patient with yourself, Sages, okay? There we go. Okay, so for the first card we have is the Five of Swords. The second card we have is the Three of Cups. We have the Two of Wands, or Two of Pentacles, sorry. I always think that one's the Wands card. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Empress. We have the King of Wands. We have the Two of Cups. Ooh, Sagittarius. That's in relationships. And I don't know if I said this already. I just woke up, you guys, so I'm a little tired. But relationships come in all forms, okay? When I deal with relationships, I got strong Aquarius. So I'm a humanitarian. I deal with overall. So that comes in the form of partnerships, which is coworkers, family members, friends. You know, keep that in mind. There's some sort of partnership you're going to be victorious over. Uh, I feel like for some of you guys that have been going after somebody, okay, you're going to be victorious at getting that person, but it's all about handling things correctly. So if you've done things correctly, then you will get that person. It is saying that, but that means like you're not chasing them, you're not going after them. It's just like I'm kind of getting like how you're gonna win this person if there is a specific person you guys are after. Um, okay, how you're gonna get it is the Empress. All right, so the Empress is like it's like all four elements. So that means like you got to use all four elements to get this person. All right, like so that means like you got to use your passion, right? Your emotion. And you got to be stable when you do it, grounded. So it's like open and honest too here. You know, like this is not using any mind games or tricks, right? So that means if the person's like starting to play tricks with you, or, you know, because it's people are taught things and that's how they it's a pattern, so it's hard for them to break it. So you might like if you're dealing with somebody that uses like passive aggressive techniques, as in like you know, you call them and then they don't call you back for a while because they're trying to like you know, like they're trying to like lead you on or like they're playing a game, right? That's all they know. Okay, it's saying that you don't have to play into these games. You just need to be you by being honest and being like, um, you know, what's I'm not gonna chase you. You can say that to the person politely. It's like it, but what I'm getting no games, like because if you're open and honest with the person, that's gonna get like so if that person does it and then you're open and honest and saying I'm not gonna chase you. I do like you, but I'm not gonna chase you. You know what I mean? I got other options. I could be out dating other people or whatnot. Don't say it in that term, okay? And then you haven't talked to that person for like a week. That person's gonna come back, right? Because they see that you have integrity, moral, and values, right? Like they see that their games aren't going to work. So it's like, don't play into people's games. If you want to be victorious, well, then just do you, okay? Some of you guys have a lot of options. I'm not going to lie. In romance, you have a lot of options, you singles. Uh, it is saying that you will pick one. So, or you will be victorious over one, okay? Some of you have like a lot of options to the point where like I don't think like you guys even like there's a person that you specifically want, but these other people you don't want. That's what I'm getting. So if that's the case, you just gotta be patient, you guys. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming up. And that's my avatar card, which is interesting because like it's the Queen of Pentacles. She does look like an avatar, right? She's blue. I always say she's got like all four elements, and you have the Empress sitting above her. So, and then we have Judgment. Oh boy. Okay, in relationships. Okay, those of you non-romantic now. Okay. Okay, we'll get to, okay. So in relationships, if you're coupled, okay, if you're coupled, we'll get to you guys first. It's saying what's going to if you're having problems, okay. Problem is like it's the Five of Swords. It's one-upmanship. There's two swords here. Okay, so this is not this card here. I get energies. Okay, this card here, the energies I'm getting in this is both parties have uh, both parties have responsibility in it. Okay, so like Sages, if you're watching, I'm gonna be honest. I am a Sag. I have a Sag Mercury. Okay, I don't want to burst your bubble, but you do have You do have you do you do have some responsibility in the matter yourself, okay? Because there's two swords here. I am seeing that. Two swords, one person and then the other person. So it's like okay, you can't pitter patter around anymore. It's saying about not being aggressive or one upping. So it's like the passive aggressive I'm getting, okay? Passive aggressive behavior can be very it's very self-sabotaging, okay? And passive aggressive behavior can really make the other person feel like they're crap, devalued. Okay? We don't want to do that. Okay? So I'm also seeing like snarky underhanded comments. So it's kind of like what I'm getting is like some like say somebody did the dishes and then the partner is like, "Oh, thanks for doing the dishes. I didn't think you were gonna do it this time. You know, like it's about time you did it, type thing." Okay, that's passive aggressive behavior. All right, like uh, so in that situation, you need to address it right there on the spot. Okay, your partner might be feeling like they're doing everything, and then like they need some help, and they're not expressing it. You might want to look up on passive aggressive. Okay, that is the problem. I am getting that is the problem. So because with the five of swords is underhanded, but passive aggressive is coming through, and I'm getting snarky underhanded remarks towards each other. So there's underlining issues. Okay, so and it could be due to finances. Okay, so maybe somebody's feeling resentful, like one partner is bringing in more than the other. Okay, so if that's the case, then maybe you need to speak to your partner about picking up a part-time job or helping them figure out other ways of making money. Okay, like there's got to be a balance to the situation, okay? But again, emotions. It's coming out as emotions, okay? You got to work together as a team. It's saying like, well, if there's snarky remarks, whether you're male or female, you need to explain how that harms you or how that hurts you. It is saying that you got to deal with it on the spot, right, Sages? Okay, I feel like all of you guys dealing with coworkers, okay, family members. I'm not gonna lie, you might have some problems with one family member. I am seeing one family member is quite difficult. Okay, you'll get past that. That family member might be going through things, or might be you got the six of pentacles here, you got the empress, and you do have the three of cups and the two of cups. There might be a lot of positivity coming your way or about to come your way, Sages, and you do have some people around you that are going to be envious of that. Okay, so that's what's starting that the arguments, the one-upmanship. Maybe you have like a sister or family member or best friend, somebody, right? You're start I'm getting wheels turning, so your mind's starting to go. You might be bringing up a lot of ideas, or you're just pondering and stuff like that about future forward movement you want to make, or just simple ideas. And people are like might be saying they're bad and stuff like that when they're not. Okay, because it's out of envy and jealous, right? They don't want to see you move forward. Misery loves company, so you need to be careful of that. Okay, because just as much as a person has the power with that saying, misery loves company. Okay, well, Sages, you guys, I've said this, you're like the trolls, okay? So with the Bergens in the end of the movie ended up, well, I don't want to ruin it, but okay, the trolls were able to help the Bergens become happy, okay? So you have Bergen around you, you're a troll, and you have the ability to help them be happy, right? So like just as much power as somebody has to make you miserable, and misery loves company, you have the power to reverse that with that person and then, like try to help them see it from a different perspective or elevate their vibration a little more. It's saying I do feel like with coworkers and stuff, you're pretty good. Like communication, you're pretty good. I will say, Sages, you do have to watch about getting blunt though. Okay, this is the beginning, the overall energy I got. So you might be feeling argumentative. I'm not gonna lie, Sages. I know for myself, it's been pretty rough. This Saturn going direct, all these things coming at you. Things you thought you dealt with 3 years ago, people that like you blocked, And there's no way in hell you thought they could get back to you. They came at you sideways out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, and this is saying, like, this is like you're defensive, right? Like, because I think, like, I know myself, like, I cut a lot of people out of my life where I just got to the point where I'm empathic, so I'm quite sensitive and I give people multiple opportunities to correct themselves because I do believe in change. You know what I mean? But, like, okay, this is saying if you've you've cut people out that no longer serve you, okay, or they've gotten their karma. I had a situation where um somebody somebody I did not think that was gonna ever come back to talk to me. Well, they did. And let me tell you, they got instant karma when they came back, and I didn't even do anything except say hello. Uh, and then within 2 days, the person texted me back saying the exact same thing they did to me just happened to them. Where you know, I did. I'm not gonna lie, I did laugh because I thought it was funny. Where I didn't see that coming, and then I felt bad, right? Because an empath, right? They see things from other people's perspectives and they take on their feelings. So I did feel bad. I did feel bad. But what it's saying is like you need to watch the way you communicate in your relationships. So those closest to you, because those closest to you are going to be getting. Um, so this is talking about the people that you see on an everyday basis, right? They're going to be getting the repercussions from everything you're going through. So it's kind of like when you're extremely tired, you know, and you live with your spouse or your family, you get really snappy with them. So like what the warning here is like ensure that your family's not taking the blunt from everything you're going through, right? Because they're the people closest to you. So you're going to be truly yourself. And when you're frustrated and angry, you're going to be quite short-tempered or you're going to have a short fuse, as in like you're not going to be tolerating as much as you normally do. You're not going to be as patient with people, right? And that's your family members. I feel like the people closest to you might be feeling some repercussions from like everything else that's going on. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's a Mercury retrograde. My speech isn't all that great, you guys. Like I have words in here, they're not coming out properly. As far as work goes, okay, work is really good, you guys. There's some sort of celebration. Do be careful about going out after hours with coworkers. They might be trying to get you into drinking and stuff like that. Okay. You do okay, people look up to you guys. I am gonna say that. They see you as you have the Empress here, okay? And this the Empress is I'm getting like um that's what you need to do at work. So the Empress is abundant, right? This is coming in at work, okay? It could be even like this is like your mother, your grandmother, or a wife, right? So this person could have an idea and is quite grounded. You have the Queen of Earth here, or the Queen of Pentacles. So your mother might have an idea that you can expand on, or your wife, or your girlfriend that you can expand on. You can help them. But it's saying, okay, what you need to do is take on the Empress, okay, at work, which means you need to be creative, but you also need to nurture those around you. It's like giving them motivation. If you see somebody struggling, helping them out. If you have suggestions, bring those to your boss, the higher ups. You want to go straight to the higher ups. Because I do see the Three of Cups here, which is like gossip and rumors. So you could have people that, it's just forewarning. You could have people that don't want to see you achieve. I don't like because you do have the Five of Swords beside it, and the Two of Pentacles. So I would be careful of fellow coworkers. Okay, you do have a few. They might be for your ladies. It might be a group of women, and they're quite chatty, right? Like obviously you have some qualities that they don't. So don't even fall into it, you guys. Like just completely ignore it because the energies that you got is the Empress and The Queen of Pentacles. So if you have an idea, it's time to ground it. It is saying it's time to ground it. The Empress is also expansive too, you guys. So this is like applying for new jobs, okay? And the application's going out and you getting it. Like you're gonna get the job that you apply for or that you want. So if you're thinking of switching jobs, it would be a good time. I mean, don't quit your job and then go looking for another job. You wanna um you wanna apply if you have to use vacation time to, do a trial run at another job, then do that. Don't shorthand yourself, okay? It's also talking about maybe some of you guys, if you have that power at work, it's talking about getting people together and having like work events. So like a work picnic, a work baseball team, work soccer team, something like that would be really good for coworkers. Barbecue. I'm also seeing like a barbecue at work. I am getting okay, you guys. Um, ensure I'm seeing like a little bit of like I'm getting a little like little shakiness, a little like the feeling I'm getting is a little weird. So, but the message I'm getting through that feeling is your food intake. Ensure that you guys at work, which is weird. I haven't gotten a message like this before. Ensure that you're eating like proper protein and stuff like that. So, like maybe in the morning you guys aren't a breakfast eater. Like ensure that you're grabbing a banana and eating that. Like if you can't have breakfast or you're eating protein bars, like proper ones, I'd suggest organic stuff. Like processed food's really bad for you. Um, if you're having stomach issues, it's processed food causing that. I am seeing that. But it's like um, your minerals and your vitamins, and I'm seeing that affecting you at work. So you might be exerting a lot of energy at work, and I'm seeing like food having some sort of thing to do with work. So whether that's packing proper lunches, um, eating breakfast, because you might be exerting too much energy at work and you're not getting it back. Like you're not putting the appropriate stuff in your system to get through the day. Like eating healthier is coming through, and it's coming through for your work. I don't know why. Like it might be that it might give you more energy, and it's gonna allow you to like if you eat proper. Okay, so that's like if you have a proper breakfast and a proper lunch, not just eating a sandwich. Okay, like you want to ensure that you have vegetables and stuff like that. But it's almost like that will improve your work. Like you'll be able to think clearer, work more efficient. And I feel like you're going to be finding solutions to problems, or creative ability will come through more. But food food is the big issue for you though. Like somehow that will affect your work. So whether that's eating healthier, it is a weird message. I don't know. Pardon me. Okay, so what we have coming in at home, you guys, you have a choice. Okay, there is it's the King of Wands. Okay, for some of you guys, there's judgment there. The King of Wands, the Two of Pentacles. It could be a choice to move. I don't really see you moving. You might be thinking about it. Some of you guys, you're separating from maybe you have roommates, or you still live with your parents or something, and you might be considering it. I don't see it happening now. I see the process starting to think. So you might want to be saving money maybe for moving. Good saying. Okay, with the King of Wands, okay, it's saying what you need to do, and it's like you need to be more action oriented at home. This is like going outdoors, enjoying stuff with your family, playing a soccer game in the backyard. Uh, but there's something though at home you need to separate yourself from. I don't mean like separate from the person, the home. There's something that you gotta cut. There's something you gotta cut at home. And it could be going back to what I was saying about the one-upmanship. Um, Maybe research passive aggressive behavior, solutions for passive aggressive behavior, or you can figure out why that's happening to yourself while you're doing that. Um, Fortunately in life, we think that, just because we're a human, we're here, we're having an experience, we understand everything that we see and we hear. We don't. Okay. Spirituality is about self, and like you see a lot of people out here trying to commercialize it, just like the beauty industry, right? Like, and we've seen what the beauty industry has done to society. We do have a bunch of young girls who are more concerned about appearance than money, or like they they pick men that value them for what they look like, not what they are. You know what I mean? The beauty industry has even brainwashed men into thinking that women are supposed to be a certain way, look a certain way, be a certain size. If you look at Hollywood now, we have the self-image coming through now that women aren't supposed to age, because we have all these women doing Botox now. And so now, like, there's these unrealistic expectations. The same's happening in spirituality. They're trying to commercialize. All right. And in spirituality, it's about self. That's what it's about. Okay. And as I was saying earlier, you think that being a human, that we would understand ourselves with passive aggressive behavior, that stems from somewhere. And if that's happening, you don't understand that. And that's an example of not understanding the self. You know what I mean? Yeah, you are you, but you might not always understand you, where it's coming from. And I can make suggestions and, say things, but at the end of the day, you got to find out for yourself where it's coming from. Only you are going to know that. If it was a one-on-one situation, I'd be able to help you with that. This is a general reading, right? So in general readings, I got to give as much information out as I can to help you guys. Um, there's some sort of behavior or something, okay, with the sword here, you see it? It's red hot. Like, there's something that needs to be cut out at home, and it's judgment. So whether it's like some of you guys, it might be the arguments, okay? If you have children, the arguments aren't good for children, all right? Like, okay, and in some cases too, I'm not saying it's healthy to argue in front of children, okay? You do have some parents that, when they argue at nighttime in the bedroom, they keep their kids away from seeing that. Okay, there's some times where, okay, you need to understand it's healthy, first of all, to argue. Okay, like, that's completely normal. It's not normal not to argue. Okay, so but here's the thing: some people think that they're saving their kids from seeing heartache, or their parents arguing is a bad thing. Okay, what happens when people do that is you set unrealistic expectations for your children. If you're hiding all sorts of, problems, and mommy and daddy stressed because of the bills, or mommy and daddy in this, or, if you're hiding all of that stuff, your kid's going to grow up with an unrealistic expectation of how uh, a partner or relationship's supposed to be. It's okay to show them that you have struggles, and inform them on that and how you're handling that, because you're going to give them a realistic expectation. All right, like, and it's not even an expectation, you're giving them a realistic view of life. I've studied child psychology, social services. It is a major problem that a lot of these kids grow up and they have relationship issues because they have this false image of what a relationship should be like. All right, like, arguments happen, okay, and it tends to, because I've studied a lot of cultures and research stuff, it tends not to happen so much in like Italian cultures, or Greek cultures, Spanish, Portuguese, Brazilians, Jamaicans. That stuff tends not to really, in certain cultures, it tends not to, because in those cultures they are very expressive. You know what I mean? In America and Canada and some other countries that are um, more modern, right? This is the modern issues, what people are having in the modern day. Okay, because other cultures are completely fine with expressing problems in front of, each other, and it's normal. Okay, that is normal, right? Like those children have grown up, and when they get in relationships, um, it's healthy for them to argue. They can express themselves, right? Like they know how to do that. In the modern day and age, you got a bunch of people that are going to grow up passive aggressive because they don't know anything about arguing. They have these unrealistic expectations. Uh, they've been given a fairy tale, right? Like, and if you're a parent, you want to prepare your child, so you want to prepare them for the real world, and you want to ensure that they know about the real world, right? That they're not living a false illusion, and you yourself are not living a false illusion. You know what I mean? Like, but there's some sort of behavior that needs to be cut. It does need to be cut at home, and you got to take action on it. Like, it's no longer serving you. It's judgment here. You're being called upon it. For some of you guys, this might mean like your kids having to do chores and stuff like that. All right. Some of you guys, this is talking about moving. All right. Like you might have to make a decision to move. Some of you guys, this is like moving away from your mother. And it could be rough on your mom, because your mom loves you. It's not like she wants to keep you. It's just that your mom loves you. You have a lot of positive energy around you guys. You got new partnerships happening. Okay. The person some of you guys are dealing with in partnerships might be argumentative because that's what they were taught. Like in childhood, that's all they seen. So like it might have been the opposite case, and that's what they know. So like you got to help them break a pattern. It doesn't mean you give up on the person. It's a pattern, all right? Patterns can be broken. Right? They just need if they don't see the pattern, they can't break it. So like if you're not saying things, okay, well this is talking about well then you need to cut through it and you need to call them out on it in an appropriate manner, not in the Five of Swords manner, not making them feel bad about themselves, not making them feel belittled. Okay, don't use passive aggressive behavior. All right, you guys, hopefully that helped you out. That's all I'm getting for right now. It does look quite positive for work. Okay, so I did pull this for at home because I don't know what it's talking about with the what you need to do, okay? And you guys' reading is long. We have the Four of Cups here, and it's dissatisfied, okay? And that's what not to do. If you're dissatisfied, okay, I pulled the second card out. We have the Star here. You have to have hope, okay? And renewal. It's hope and renewal, healing. It's a healing energy. Okay, so you can't just sit there and pretend like things are going to get better. They're not going to get better on their own. There's got to be action taken. Things got to be done. Like, if you want to move, well, then you got to take action on that. Get us another job to make more money or a part-time job or. It's definitely saying you can't sit there and you can't the woe's me card. That's really what it is. Like it's the pity party card. Okay, well you can't sit there and sulk and pity. All right, you got to do something about it. You got to get action oriented. All right, you guys. Hopefully that helped you out, and I will talk to you in mid-months. Ciao for now.